Yes, Mahesh, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, no issues. For coming to accounts payable, first step in the first step is creation of master data.
Okay.
For creating the master data, we need the prerequisites.
Yeah.
That is account groups.
Okay.
Account. What is account group means? Account group is controls your number ranges and field status group.
Okay.
Why we need to be maintain account group is, for example, for identification of your supplier, whether he belongs to domestic or import or services. Based on your requirement, we can create the different account groups and maintain the separate number series for that one.
Yes, we do that.
Based on the series itself, we can able to know that this
Supplier service or
yes,
project or capex, we can make it.
yes. For that, what you need to do is we need to create the account groups. Go to that master data for creating the vendor group. Here, preparation of the creating vendor master data. Define work group with screen layout. Yes. These are standard is 000 already it's there. What we'll do is we'll copy that existing account groups to new account groups. Okay. Like you start with V anyway, our company code starts with V, right? You start with V001 like that.
They continue V100 or
V100. V100. In the description, you mentioned that domestic supplier.
One-time account. What is this one-time account?
One-time account I will explain to you. Can you double click on general data? Click on the address. Double click on address. Here you can see that all the options, because in the standard system will take that all the option fields.
Okay.
If we don't want any particular fields, we can suppress those fields.
We can ignore them.
For example, for India, postbox is not required.
Yes.
Postbox city is not required. That's why what we'll do is we'll copy that existing vendor. For example, 0001 is there. We'll copy the 0001 and create new account group like that.
Okay.
If you don't want, you can create how you're created now. You can create same thing like that only.
Okay.
Only thing is you have to separate fields whichever you want. We don't want. Okay. As of now, you make it as like that only. You can go back. Go back. Okay. Here different each and can you go back little bit one? Here for any vendor we have a 3 segments. That is general data segment and company code segment and purchase order data, purchasing data segment. General data segment is common for all company codes. For example, 1000 vendor account we can use for multiple company codes also.
Okay.
That's why we'll create all the general data information is like address related things we'll maintain in the general data. Because if you double click on that in the general data, we can see that only address related things only here it is there. And these are all based on this information you can't able to post any transaction. This is only for information purpose only. Okay. And can you go back little bit once? And next one is the company code data. Company code data is mandatory to extend your vendor code to your company code specific. For example, 1000 code is there. The 1000 code should applicable for India and US. It will not applicable for Europe. Okay. Then we will not extend to that one. That's why for creating of vendor, we have a 3 segments. This is the interview question because you definitely will ask that how what is the 3 segments in the what are the segments in the vendor creation. You have to tell that general data. Can you go back once?
One moment.
You have to say that general data, purchase, company code data, purchasing data. General data is common for like address related things. Company code data is company code specific settings, and other thing is purchasing data. Why purchasing data is because suppliers will use for materials management.
Yeah.
Because whenever they want to create any purchase order, then vendor master is required.
Yeah.
But creation of purchase order, you need the purchase organization.
Okay.
That's why, but you need to extend this vendor into particular purchase group, purchase organization also.
Okay.
Then only they can able to create a vendor purchase order with this with that supplier.
Okay.
That's why we have 3 segments: one for general data, company code data, and purchasing data.
Got it.
These are the main thing for creation of vendor master.
Oh, actually, in our company, we have separate department called vendor master team.
Yes. Most of the organization will have a master data team will be the separate only.
Okay, and one more thing is that along with SAP, they are also using an application called Vim.
Vim, that is vendor invoice management, correct?
That only we are using. With that support only we are doing. And one more we are using that is ICC, Invoice Capture Center.
Sorry, what is the ICC?
Invoice Capture Center.
Invoice Capture Center, that also is interface with the Vim only, right?
Yeah, that's what. It's in the interface with Vim only. So at the unit level, their invoices are scanned by that unit.
Yes,
they come. We validate them first. We validate and then we process them.
Correct.
So validation happens in ICC for us, and then invoice processing and all we do through Vim.
Yes, that is true, because nowadays they are not posting directly into SAP. Whenever you receive a physical invoice from the supplier, we are going to scan that invoice through your scanners, and based on the scanners, automatically it will scan and update into the Vim portal.
Correct.
In the Vim portal, you have to validate, and if everything is values are coming correct, then we are going to post that invoice.
So here also we have hierarchy. We have authorization levels.
Yes,
so once it will be processed by AP processor. Later on, AP processor, AP expert will post it. AP processor will park the invoice. Later on, expert will post it. And if the value is more than 5 lakh, AP expert 2 has to authorize it. If the value is more than 10 lakh, AP expert 3 has to authorize that.
Yes,
so like
based
that.
on the workflow, we can maintain that one.
So that's all actually. Whenever we talk about SAP, like Vim is most commonly used, or only particular industries are using Vim?
Only particular industries only, Venkat, because these subsequent costs will be there. Vim is a extra license we need to be purchased from the SAP.
Is it a part of SAP only?
It's a part of SAP only, but we need to be subscribe it with extra.
We need to pay extra. Okay, got
extra
it.
License. That's why
add-on pack.
Add-on pack is this one. That's why no one will go that one. No one will go with the Vim. Instead of that, going with that other third-party tools are there. So many third-party tools.
Other than Vim. Okay.
Yes, better than that Vim.
When will they support SAP?
Yes, they will support SAP.
Okay.
Simple thing.
Here actually initially, I don't even make the difference between Vim and SAP also. So it was like that too. So now I'm able to understand what is Vim processor, where till what end it's happening.
Yes,
when it is going to SAP, that's there.
In the background, once you post in the Vim, whatever the invoice, automatically it will update in the.
Once you document the SAP document number will generate.
Yes.
Once the 2 series number is generated, then that is going to SAP.
Yes, correct. Similar way, we can have the outside interfaces also. Outside third-party, so many softwares are there.
Any other software? Can you name only one?
Like Newgen system is there.
Okay.
Even in our company, Easy Commerce is there.
Okay.
So
they're all like relevant and almost equivalent to.
Yes, equal to Vim only.
Easy Commerce.
It's a Java.
Next, what we are supposed
now
to do?
Go to create number ranges for the vendor accounts.
Intervals.
01 already someone is using. What you will do is you can mention that V1. Can you go back? You can mention V1, V2, V3. System not allowing. V1, V2, V3.
Even if it's a duplicate also, will that save?
Here it will save, but duplicate here in this screen it will save, but creating number ranges it will not save.
Okay.
Click on the plus button. Plus button. Starting is the plus button. Okay, now enter the V1. Okay, and check that one series anyway it is there already. Can you enter V? System is allowing.
V?
V.
Actually, number, right? I'm giving alpha.
Yes, alpha, because we will start with the V series. That's why V1, because already one series someone is using, right? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, got it.
V1, all zeros.
8 digit, right?
10 digits.
Vendor code. Oh,
Yes.
depends on our wish.
Correct.
Whereas the 8 digit code. Shall I add one more?
Yeah.
I need to save this, right?
1 second.
What is NR status?
NR status means number ranges status already is now is 0.
It will already exist. Someone is with V1 is there. What went wrong here? You told me to take 10, right?
Yeah. You one all lines.
Okay, I'll take it.
One all 9s you can mention.
Showing as an interval already exists.
Interval already exists. See, that's why actually so many people are working on this. That's why.
Like, is it a problem with the name or series?
Series.
So shall I start V1, V11?
V double V. Can you enter V double V? You change it 2 number also.
Yeah, I'll do it. Okay. Something gone wrong.
Okay. Even
Shall I try changing the name V1?
Even this is also not allowing system. We'll do one thing. What we can do, we are not able to. Actually, in this system, it's not allowing. But as of now, what we'll use, you can use that 01 to 01 different series, like here already 3
In company, what we are doing now for supply 1 series service,
yes.
or 3 series like that we are doing.
But here already so many people are using same series, system will not allow to use the same series. We'll use that existing. First we'll find out 1 series and 3 series where it is. Can you click on that change button?
One moment, I come out.
Not here. In the down there is a symbols are there in change intervals. You click in the change intervals. Here, that is intervals, not change documents intervals. Videos.
No, I don't think any 1 series is there here.
So 1 series is not there. We'll use other series.
Or if 1 series is not there, we'll try to create 1 series then. It's not possible, it's not accepted. This is not available, Mahesh. I think here this is okay, I think. Yeah, here we have.
Here, see, this is account management and payment transaction correspondence. Because if you don't want to maintain based on your account groups, we can set up company code also.
Okay.
But this is not required because always if a field status group depends upon your account groups only.
Okay.
Not based on your company code wise.
Okay.
If you go with company code wise, then we should definitely they will have that only one account group, not for multiple account groups.
Okay.
But few companies still they are following the single account group for all the vendor groups.
Okay.
Because for them they don't identify that which is this vendor belongs to services or import or any other thing.
Okay.
That's why we will not touch this. As per the greenfield implementation, we will not touch this one.
Okay.
Next one is define screen layout per activity. Per activity means, I will explain to this one. These are the different activities, that is different transactions.
Okay.
First 3 are create vendor accounting, change vendor accounting, display vendor accounting.
Okay.
This is for company code level.
Okay.
Accounting means company code level. Company code level settings you can maintain. Can you double click on it? Here general data and company code is there. If you want to maintain field status code, here also you can maintain.
Okay.
You can control based on the account group or activity wise also.
Okay.
This is activity is nothing but transaction codes.
Okay.
Can you go back? Can you go back once again? Here total 9 activities are there, right? That means 9 transaction codes are there.
Okay.
For example, first 3 are it will start with FK.
Okay.
FK means direct in the finance side will maintain the vendor master. Transaction codes FK01 it will start. 01 is for create, 02 is for change, 03 for display.
What you are saying FK is this?
FK is for vendor master creation in finance side.
You are talking about T code, right?
T code.
Okay.
Direct to finance side, which what are the transaction code is FK01.
Okay.
It will start with FK.
Okay. FK01 to
create and change is FK02. Always in SAP 01 is for create, 02 is for change, 03 is for display.
Okay.
This is default, you can see that one.
Okay. So now I'm gonna display FK means vendor.
Vendor FK when direct FI in the finance side we can create the vendor master. Okay. Vendor master can create in 3 segments. Already I told you, right? Finance side, purchasing side, and general side.
Yes. Okay.
Finance side because, for example, in few organizations they don't have materials management.
Okay.
If they don't have materials management, why I need to create for purchasing organization?
Okay, got you.
I can create directly using the transaction code in finance side itself. FK01.
Okay.
And coming to next 3, that is create a vendor purchasing, create change vendor purchasing, display vendor purchasing.
Okay.
These transaction codes are MK01, MK02, MK03.
Okay.
Here how the transaction abbreviation is, F means finance, K means creditors, 01 is for create.
Finance.
K means creditors.
Okay.
01 is for create. Like purchasing side, M means materials management,
okay.
K means creditor, 01.
0 create. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Material.
And coming to last 3, that is centrally. Centrally means in this transaction code we can have both the transactions, like purchase as well as the finance side also. That is company code level, purchase organization level. Okay. That it will start with the transaction code is XK01.
XK means again creator only. X means
central. Centrally.
Okay, got you.
Okay. This is the importance of this.
Central means both, it covers both purpose, accounting and.
Yes. We'll material. See now itself. Can you go to the new screen? I will explain to one by one the transaction code also. New screen.
FK01?
FK01. In the FK0, not FK01, FK02 to go to FK02 because FK01 go to FK02. See here in the FK02 you can see that only general data and company code data only.
Okay.
This is finance. Company code is nothing but finance side.
Okay.
So see here all the information related to accounting only. Accounting info, payment transaction, correspondence, withholding tax. Okay. Now can you go to MK02? Just I'm showing you the views.
Got it. Here you could see purchase data, organization.
Purchase organization.
Company code is showing the purchase organization, means the material kind.
Now go to XK02. In this screen we can see
company code we could see both.
both the views you can say that company code and purchase organization data.
Okay.
These the difference between the transaction codes.
So here, like let us say Manipal, we have materials as well as finance, right?
Correct.
So for us it is XK.
Correct. Okay. Because most of the organization will use it XK only.
Okay.
Because they want to create both the finance side and purchase side.
Okay.
But for your understanding, I'm explaining that all.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Okay. Now go to that screen. Now you understood that what are the transaction code importance.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Now go back. See in the next whatever the steps are there, right? That is not at all related. We can use it, but it's a company or country specific. Some settings will be there. We will not touch anything now.
Okay.
Not only here now, maybe in future in the live system also we will not touch, because these are not much importance, but only few importance will be there. Like for example, account clerks. If you want to create account clerks for information purpose, define industries we can create. If you want to create only for information related things are there, that is not at all importance, but you can ignore now. Now close this one, preparation for creating vendor master. These 3-4 steps we need to be follow while creating the vendor master.
Got it.
Next one is delete vendor master data. Those are things not required. Now we'll move to line items. In the line items, display line items are these are all line item wise reports.
Okay.
Where here we can able to give the settings. Can you go to the display line items? These are all only information only. And if you want to add in the, I think you remembered currently people are all using FBL 1N report.
Yeah, FBL vendor design.
Yes. In the FBL 1N report, if you want to add any fields, you can add it using this first option. Okay. Define additional fields in the line item display.
Okay.
If it is
in that FBL 1N, we look for vendor ledger, vendor line item.
Yes, vendor line item. If in this also, if system permits only, we can add it. Otherwise,